Everyone in the developed world knows about people like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Elon Musk. But I'm going to tell you about 7 people of color who have made or are currently making significant contributions to the field of science and technology. Hewlett-Packard, or HP, is a household name in America. You've probably used an HP computer at school, at work, or maybe you have one at home. First on our list is Roy Clay Sr. Born in 1929 near Ferguson, Missouri, Mr. Clay made a name for himself as a computer scientist. Mr. Clay worked on writing software in the late 50s that demonstrated how particles of radiation would spread through the atmosphere after an atomic explosion. He was also a founding member of Hewlett-Packard's Computer Science Division and actually led the team that engineered HP's entrance into the computer market. Among his many other contributions, in 2002, Clay was elected by the African American Museum and Library at Oakland as one of the most important African Americans working in technology. Next up is Guyan Ford Jr. Best known as the first African-American man in space, Bluford was actually a decorated Air Force pilot in the Vietnam War long before he ever joined NASA. He flew 144 combat missions and received several medals, including the Vietnam Cross of Gallantry. Bluford became a NASA astronaut in August of 1979, and he made history as a mission specialist for the Challenger launch in 1983. He made a second trip to space in the 80s before the tragic Challenger explosion of 1986. Bluford went on to receive an MBA from the University of Houston. He returned to space in 1991, completing 134 orbits in 199 hours. He returned to space one last time aboard the Discovery. Speaking of space pioneers, let's talk about Mae Jameson. Less than 10 years after Bluford's first foray into space, Miss Jameson became the first black woman to go into space. Inspired in part by the performance of Nichelle Nichols in Star Trek, Jameson applied to NASA in 1983. After being slightly delayed by the tragic Challenger explosion, Jameson was accepted and flew her only space mission in 1992 as a mission specialist on a cooperative mission between the United States and Japan. Truly a Renaissance woman, Jameson completed medical school and then served in the Peace Corps from 1985 to 1987. Over her storied career, she has worked as a dancer, a writer, a philanthropist, and the only real-life astronaut to ever appear on Star Trek. Speaking of Hollywood, if you like the graphics in a major motion picture in the late 80s and early 90s, you have Mark Regis Hanna to thank. An electrical engineer and computer graphics designer, Mr. Hanna graduated from the Illinois Institute of Technology before earning his master's and doctorate from Stanford University. Hanna co-founded Silicon Graphics in the 1980s and was named the company's principal scientist. They went on to create programs used in movies like Jurassic Park, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, The Hunt for Red October, and Field of Dreams. This technology was later used by George Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic to create Terminator 2. Do you like seeing images from the vastness of space? If so, you can credit Valerie Thomas. From 1964 to 1995, Thomas worked for NASA, where she developed computer data systems, conducted large-scale experiments, and managed various operations, projects, and facilities. While managing a project for NASA's image processing systems, Thomas spearheaded the development of the first satellite to send images from space. The technology developed by Thomas is used by NASA to this day. Scientists are currently exploring how to use this in surgical tools and even television and video. Dr. Mark Dean's name is synonymous with IBM. Gifted early on, taking advanced math courses in elementary school, Mark Dean is one of the most prominent black inventors in computer science. With a bachelor's, master's, and PhD in electrical engineering, he began his work at IBM in the 1980s and was instrumental in the creation of the personal computer, with 3 of IBM's original 9 patents. Through his career, he has helped IBM make instrumental changes in the research and application of systems technology, from circuits to operating environments. One of his most recent inventions came while leading the team that produced the 1 GHz chip. Now I'd like to introduce you to someone who has made recent contributions in tech. Kimberly Bryant is an electrical engineer whose career has touched everything from electrical companies to biotechnology. Bryant is working hard to increase the number of women of color in STEM fields with her company Black Girls Code. The program teaches computer programming to school-age girls in after-school and summer programs, with the goal of teaching 1 million black girls to code by 2040. Bryant was recognized as a White House Champion of Change for Tech Inclusion in 2013 and voted one of the 25 most influential African Americans in technology by Business Insider. This presentation only scratches the surface for each of these outstanding individuals. I encourage you to dig deeper into the accomplishments and contributions these fine Americans have made to our society.